Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, I never connected emotionally with my wife. I got an email here from a guy, and what we're going to talk about in this particular video segment is we're going to talk about how important it is to listen to your heart, to follow your curiosity, to follow your intuition, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. And we're also going to look at how religious hang-ups and limiting beliefs and other things can, if you're not paying attention, if you're not following your heart, and you've got some fucked up beliefs that are getting in the way of you being your authentic self, how it can create massive and enormous setbacks in your life that literally can take up decades of your life and cause you to be very unhappy and very miserable. Because let's face it, when you look at the fact that divorce rate's over 50%, and the other 50%, only about 3% of the people actually have great relationships, and the rest of them are just not miserable enough, and things just don't suck bad enough for them to want to either improve their relationship or to leave their relationship so they can get someone that they really want and they're really excited to be with. And it's amazing how many people do this in the world. They get married to people. I mean, I did this when I was younger. I made a mistake of getting married to someone that deep down I completely ignored my heart, because when I was younger I was a little more inexperienced and I just didn't trust my heart and my feelings. I listened to what other people around me told me, and I listened to what mentally I thought I should do instead of paying attention to what my heart was screaming that I should do. So this can save you a lot of pain in the future if you listen to what we're going to talk about here. So he says, "Hi Corey, my situation is a lot different from your other stories, I think. I am married to a woman I rebounded to after a girl in college pulled the just friends card on me 15 years ago. I was a coward and didn't make any physical contact with her after 10 months of her giving me hints. It had to do with my religious bullshit views at the time." That causes, religion and religious beliefs, at the end of the day, you're just taking on other people's religious views. And when it comes to dating and relationships and sex, when you look at a lot of the people that are in the church, especially going back centuries, you got people that are not having sex, that are not having adult relationships with other human beings, and instead of are repressing all of these feelings, but yet they're telling all the rest of us people how we should live our lives, who we should sleep with, and how we should go about it. A leader leads by example, not by force, or not by force of law, or intimidation through fear. So he says, we actually dated tons though. Movies, concert, dinner, walks on the beach, parks, met her family, etc. Every day we were together. She did stick around for a while and tried her best, but I was a brainwashed preacher's kid and a missionary. I still wonder why she stuck around. She stuck around because at least at the time she had a high level of interest in you and she wanted you, and at the end of the day you were a challenge because she wanted something more than you were willing to give, because you weren't really listening to your heart. You were listening to what was probably beat into your head by your family, and which was only their own limiting beliefs and their worldview. Because when we're kids, we simply take on all of our parents' fucked up beliefs and worldview and fears and all of those things, and it's like once we become an adult, it's like we spend the rest of our life trying to undo all of that negative bullshit programming and getting to a place where we actually feel comfortable in our own skin, where we actually feel comfortable going for what we want, and we don't give a flying fuck what other people think, because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what they think. The only thing that matters is what you think and what you feel in your heart. You should always listen to your heart. Your feelings are your truth. Your feelings are your direct connection to the divine. That's why you should never let another human being, or you should never put somebody else's just because of their position of authority above your own. He says, well, the just friends wasn't good enough for me, so I just up and abandoned our friendship one day and just vanished into thin air. The last time I saw her, I ignored her and she was crying. 6 months after leaving her, I hooked up with my wife because she was chasing me and she was attractive and nice, even though I was still into the other girl. They are both about in the 8.5 to 9 range, in my opinion. I assume on a scale of 1 to 10, obviously. But I connected emotionally with the girl in college and never with my wife. That again, listening to your head and not your heart. Same thing I did when I was in my 20s. And it's just going through a divorce and all that stuff. It's it's not a pleasant thing to go through. By the way, I married my wife because she told me she was pregnant, but it turns out that she wasn't. And that's another thing. So you got manipulated by her into getting married. I'm now going through a divorce, but I still visit my wife to have sex because we agreed not to cheat until the divorce is final. I know it's strange. Yeah, I think that is a little fucking bizarre, dude, but hey, it's your life, your body, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Anyways, fast forward 15 years later. I contacted the girl from college after finding her on LinkedIn and seeing that she still had her original last name. It was just a nice to see you're on here after all of these years type of message. She responded saying how great and supportive I was, always by her side, blah, blah, blah. So I responded and updated her on my life. I told her about my drawn-out divorce as well and how much I missed her and always thought about her. Well, I wouldn't have gone and puked all that stuff out about your messy divorce and the long drawn-out divorce, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to create attraction with a woman, you want to tell her the positive things about you. Or if you're going to share something negative, you tell her all the positive things that you learned. And so basically what she's going to see is that, oh, now this guy's getting divorced and he's had all these regrets for the past 15 years, and now he's basically hoping to hook up with me, is what it communicated to her. And so I don't know what other things you said to her, but those type of things are not going to help your case. It's like, I mean, think about it. She hadn't heard from you for 15 years, and you first thing you start talking about is your messy divorce and how fucked up things were. And oh, by the way, I've been thinking about you all this time. So in other words, you're a guy who doesn't listen to your heart and your feelings. So anyway, I stupidly sent her 4 emails over the course of 5 weeks and haven't gotten a response. That's another thing. It's like when you reach out to a woman, you've got to have the balls and the patience to wait for her to respond. Because what happens is when you send a text or you send an email or an instant message, 2 or 3 days go by or a week goes by or whatever it happens to be, and then you send another one, hey, I haven't heard from you, did you get my email? And you just keep going on and on and on, and another email or another message, and then she ignores you, and then you just keep reaching out to her. That communicates neediness, and it communicates the fact that you have a low self-esteem or a low perception of your own self-worth, of your own value of what you have to offer somebody in a relationship. Those aren't the type of things that make you look good, because obviously you want to make yourself look good. The whole purpose of relationships, I mean, the idea is love is playful and fun. It's not serious. You want to be having a good time, and so all you're communicating, it's like, in a way, you're sharing all of your problems, hoping that she'll feel sorry for you and like you, and that's not an effective way to create attraction. It's actually going to have the exact opposite effect. He says, this is what gets me. She still stalks my profile every day. She went to my LinkedIn profile 80 times on the 4th of July. That's quite a bit. My question is, what the hell is going on? Why doesn't she just reply already or just stop checking me out online? Probably because she assumes that you're going to keep sending her emails and reaching out to her. He says, if she didn't check out my profile, this would be a done deal, but she does, and now I'm a bit confused. I appreciate your insight, and will make a donation. Well, I always appreciate donations, and so if you find the information I offer in these videos and my website of value, you can show your appreciation by going to my website, and there's a Wibbia toolbar at the bottom that you'll see at the bottom of your screen. And on the right-hand side of that will be a PayPal donate button. Click the donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. Or at least share the page with somebody that you feel would appreciate it. So thanks for the donation. But here's the deal. I mean, obviously, if she's checking out your profile, she's thinking about you. But at the end of the day, she knows you're going through a long, drawn-out divorce. And it's obvious that, I mean, I don't know what else that you've told her. But the thing is that you're probably thinking, what should I do now? What you should do is nothing. You got to just walk away and do nothing and wait for her to reach out to you. And when she does reach out to you, just say, hey, when are you free to meet up for a drink? We got to get together and catch up. That's what you should say, and then make a definite date with definite plans. Don't leave something up in the air, or say, make a date with her for like a Thursday, and then she tells you, well, call just to confirm before you come, or that kind of bullshit. Because when a woman does that, it communicates that she's really not that interested. But the thing is that if you do nothing, I mean, because you've already sent her 5 emails that she hasn't responded to, and you got to pay attention to that shit. It's like when you contact a girl and she ignores you, don't just keep reaching out to her. That's what all the guys do who don't get women. They just constantly chase, thinking that, oh, if I just chase her and wear her out, then I'll get her. All it communicates is that you're needy and that you don't perceive yourself as having any value and you don't perceive yourself as a catch, because guys that are a catch, they don't fuck with that. If a girl doesn't treat them right or doesn't appreciate them or ignores them, they just walk away with the feeling of, hey, it's their fucking loss. I'm a fucking catch. If you're too stupid to pick up on that or realize that, hey, you're going to miss out on me and somebody else is going to have the value of my time. So that's the way that I would go about handling this situation. Just walk away and focus on applying what I teach in my book and all my videos and all the articles that I've got on my website, so you can get better, so you can improve your skills. Because you want to start, the more you apply this stuff, the better you're going to get at it, because repetition is the mother of skill. So if you have a question that you want to ask me in the future, or there's a topic that you want me to cover in a future newsletter, all you have to do is go to my website, and on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a Contact Me tab. Just click that. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs maximum. Don't send me 10 paragraphs. If you send me 10 paragraphs, I'll shoot you a quick email just saying, hey, dude, you got to be brief, summarize it in 1 to 2 paragraphs, because I still see people sending me things that are like, I don't have time to read a 3-page email, and there's no way that I can read a 3-page email in a 15-minute YouTube video. 1 to 2 paragraphs max. That's it, or I'm not going to respond to it. And if you want to talk to me right away to get my help, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, go to my website. Underneath the email sign-up box is a link that will take you to the Amazon Kindle download page, and you don't have to have a Kindle device to read the Kindle version of my book. All you got to do is download one of their free Kindle e-reader apps. It'll basically turn any smartphone, iPhone, Android device, tablet device, PC or Mac into a Kindle reader. Once you do that, it takes seconds to download that app and only a few more seconds to download my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. I will talk to you soon.